This week on Copart Sold in Seconds, an airbrush illustrator looks at his fully restored ride as unfinished business.
A sign maker who moonlights as a NASCAR radio commentator gets a lift from Copart. And Hot on the Block features Ford four-wheelers and an American chopper.
All coming up on Copart Sold in Seconds. It's a work of art. If you're looking for your next sweet ride or project, you're at the right place. Welcome to Copart Sold in Seconds. I'm Greg White.
And I'm Jamie Howe. We have a lot in store for you for the next half hour. Let's jump right in and introduce this week's Hot on the Block auctions.
The first item we're looking at today is a 2002 Porsche 911 Turbo. It looks a bit like Zoltan, from the movie Big. Jamie, anything? All right. Anyway, the ACV is $59,720K and is sitting on the Hartford lot waiting for someone to zoom off with it.
And in the Motor City, there's a 2006 GTM chopper going up. It has a tried and true RevTech 88-inch motor, Corbin seat, and more. It comes equipped with Copart's run and drive verification as well as a digital instrument cluster. I'm interested to see how much this red and black beauty goes for.
Oh yeah, and how about this crisp and clean but no caffeine green Mini Cooper? Just under $76,000 on the odometer, normal wear and a clean title. It's in Indianapolis, just begging for some buyer to get it and drop the top for some summer fun.
Well, those are the three vehicles we're watching for today. I have Copart.com open right here, and I'll let you know when the first one's ready or if something else catches my eye.
All right. You ever ponder the great questions? What's the meaning of life? Why are we here? Forget all that. I'm about to blow your mind when I tell you about Copart.com. I mean, who needs that stuff if in the end, there's a hot car, motorcycle, ATV, cement mixer? Let me ease your troubled minds, my friends, and help you seek nirvana in Copart. One look at Copart.com shows you the bidding is fast and furious.
Selling all the way now. Going once, going twice.
With more than 135 locations in the U.S. and more than 150 worldwide, the company sells in excess of 5,000 vehicles a day.
Sold to the highest bidder.
Copart has more than 50,000 items to search at any time. Buyers from across the globe bid against each other to get great buys. On everything from cars and trucks to boats and snowmobiles. Copart's easy-to-search inventory comes from the insurance industry, bank and finance companies, as well as dealer, fleets, and rental car companies. Auctions are completely online, so you can register, search, bid, and win from the convenience of your home or office. And if you won't be available for an auction, put in your maximum preliminary bid and let the patented VB2 technology do the work for you. Let's take a look at an auction screen. The green bar in the middle shows you what's selling. The blue area below that lists the actual cash value of the car. That's the value before any damage, and tells you about any type of damage. On the top of the screen, you'll see pictures of the item, as well as the location it's selling from. On the right side of the screen, you'll see bidding action in real time. Under that, the button you can click to raise the bid. Isn't Copart bliss? Now it's time to see the practical application of a live auction. And I know the right person to do that. Jamie, do you have an auction for us?
I sure do. And while we look at this live auction, I'm going to point out a couple of things to make you more familiar with the bid screen. On the right-hand side, we see that Michigan really wants this car. This one is in Woodhaven, Michigan, which we see on the left-hand side on the instruments, or the cluster on the side over there. Has clean title, front end. That one just sold.
All the way now.
See, that's how fast they move. Just keeps on going through. That's it. Copart is simple to use. And remember, if you enter a preliminary bid, Bid for You will represent you up until your maximum bid. Isn't that easy? Even Greg can do it.
Yeah, okay. Before we go forward, we must take a look back at a couple premium rides sold last week. We got to check them out one more time.
So notable sales of the week presented by Auto Owners Insurance. I don't know where I was when this one went, but I wish I were online bidding for it. A 2007 Lexus LS 460. Looking at the pictures, I don't see anything wrong with it. And bidders from Oman, Oregon, California, Illinois, and Texas, they didn't either. But the lucky winner from Saudi Arabia got this one for $31,000 in only 46 seconds.
In Atlanta, Georgia last week, a 2004 BMW 530i. It looked like that dude from Missouri, who won the $258 million in Powerball, Christopher Shaw, missing some front teeth. But nonetheless, someone in Lebanon saw a new future for this Beamer. It sold in 1 minute and 2 seconds.
Luxury cars like BMW and Lexus are just a small sample of the vehicles available on Copart.com.
I think it's about time we sample a break. Now check this out. That's our Copart auction counter. 1,554
sold so far today. It keeps on rolling.
After the break, the first of the Hot on the Block auctions, the 02 Porsche 911 Turbo, will be ready.
And we'll see how a Copart member signed in and reached his goals when Copart Sold in Seconds returns. Welcome back to Copart Sold in Seconds. I'm thinking the first Hot on the Block just wrapped up. Am I right?
You sure are. And your reward for guessing correctly, you get to tell us again about the Stuttgart Beauty.
Oh, yay. The 2002 Porsche 911 Turbo is smack in the middle of the Type 996 model run. Now, there were two engine configurations available in 02, the weaker 420 version or the X50 with 450 horsepower. Now, we're not sure which one this one was, but I can tell you that it goes 0 to 60 in about 3.8 seconds. I bet the auction lasted a bit longer. Let's see.
It started off at over $19,000. That's a huge opening bid.
26 seconds is how long this auction ran for. That's a really great preliminary bid.
Look how cool this is. Poland and New York bidding back and forth. Worldwide bidding.
Going once, going twice.
The Porsche is a fantastic, fantastic vehicle. And it looks like there it goes. And one down and two to go. We'll have another Hot on the Block later.
Well, we all know that Copart is a great place to find your next weekend rebuild project. The Copart customer you're about to meet doesn't just buy things for rebuild for fun. For him, it's business. Pretty much any day of the week, you'll find Chuck Carland behind the wheel of his bucket truck. But you might know his voice from the radio.
Trouble in turn 4. Here's 2, 3, 4 cars crashing. I announce a lot of the NASCAR races on the weekends. That's a whole lot of fun, but you've got to have a real income in life.
And for Chuck, the real income comes from his sign and lighting business.
I spend most of my time servicing signs and lights for major companies through the Carolinas and Georgia.
Chuck has run his own business for about 10 years, so he knows how much it can cost.
You look at a nice bucket truck now, it's $100,000 to buy it.
$100K? That's a chunk of change. But Chuck didn't invest that. Instead, he fell back on his years of rebuilding cars.
I sort of parlayed that over and said, okay, if I could rebuild a salvage car, then I ought to be able to do trucks just as well.
Chuck found out he could do trucks. The first one he fixed up, Chuck used for years. When he needed a new truck to lift him to his signs, Chuck's search led him to Copart.
I wanted to try to get a new truck, and in 2005, when the Katrina floods hit, I was searching the internet and found this one. I'd been a customer on Copart for years before that, and I saw this one on there, and it only had 582 miles when it was submerged, completely underwater.
Chuck said the truck was covered in at least an inch of mud, but after cleaning that out and rebuilding the transmission, the truck was ready to roll and lift.
I'm very proud of the work I've got into it, and for those that know me and know what I do, they really take pride in seeing what I'm going to build next.
Chuck's put 92,000 miles on that truck in just the past 3 years. With all that work, Chuck deserves to play, and ahead on Sold in Seconds, we'll show you one of his favorite cars to play with. But for now, let's get back to a live auction real quickly. This one's in Indianapolis. It's a 2006 Ford F350 Super Duty, normal wear, clean title. We see the bidding is already going fast and furious on this one. Alabama, Ontario, Indiana, they're all going for it. But we need to wrap it up for right now. It's time for a break.
Once, going twice.
Coming up, enthusiasts might look at cars as works of art. We'll meet one man who takes it a step further.
And the 2006 GTM Chopper is ready to fall under the gavel. We'll see the outcome of the second